Hello and welcome to the BucketLister Podcast. Join your host Keith Crockford, along with special guests who have travelled the world, here to share stories of their adventures and plenty of inspo to add to your bucket list. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of the BucketLister Podcast. I am your host Keith Crockford, and today I am going to be discussing my top 10 travel hacks of things that I take with me to make traveling that little bit easier. So we're going to start off with one that I've been using for a few years now, and that's using packing cubes. And I absolutely love using packing cubes, and more people that I've spoken to have sort of seen the light with these and started using them as well. And kind of I've got four or five packing cubes of like 2 or 3 different sizes. And it just allows me to pack all my kit individually, i.e. my T-shirts and shorts go in one, my underwear goes in another one. I might pack my my trekking kit so it's ready to go straight into my duffel bag when I get to the first hotel in heading out on the trek. But it's super easy to find things. When you unpack, it's really quick to pack again if you're doing a trip that's got lots of hotel stops in it. You haven't kind of got to get everything out of your bag to find what you're looking for. And it also just condenses everything down, meaning that you can get more in your duffel bag or in your suitcase or however you're traveling. So my number one travel hack is the use of packing cubes to make things a whole lot easier for you. Staying on clothing, my second travel hack is to take a dry bag with you that you can use as a laundry bag. Because let's face it, if you're on a trekking trip or you're away somewhere hot, your clothes are not going to smell too good. Your clothes that you've worn are not going to smell too good. You don't want to contaminate all of your clean stuff. So by having a dry bag that you can stuff it into, again, it condenses it right back down again. But my main travel hack with this one is the tumble dryer sheets that you can get that makes once you tumble dry your clothes, it makes them smell nice. I put a couple of those into the dry bag as well. So actually, when you do open it up, you don't always get that horrendous smell out from your dirty clothes. So that's travel hack number 2 of how to keep your bag smelling nice. And make you not worry about opening your dirty washing bag every day. Travel hack number 3 is a universal adapter. Now, the number of times we get asked, what adapter do I need for this country? Which plug is it? And, they give them really weird codes as well, so it's not always easy to work out. So if you get a universal worldwide one, it means that no matter where you go traveling in the world, you can take that adapter with you. Now, the one that I've got and love it to pieces, it also has 4 USB sockets in the bottom of it as well. So it means that if you have only got one plug socket in your room, you can still charge 4 devices or 5 devices because you've got a plug as well. So you could charge 5 different things at the same time. So if you needed to charge your watch, you needed to charge your phone, you needed to charge your camera battery or your GoPro, you could do all of that at the same time. So look for a universal adapter that you can use everywhere. And then, they are more expensive than the standard $3.99 European or American plugs. But it does mean that you only ever need to have one adapter that you take everywhere with you. So look for a good universal one and make sure as well that it's got some USB sockets in it as well. That will make it really easy. Now, a new one that I've just started using for travel hack number 4 is on Google Translate is the camera feature. So when you're away and you don't speak the language and you're typing things into Google Translate, it's got a camera feature as well, where if you're in a restaurant and you've got a menu there, you can push the camera feature, take a picture of the menu, and then it will translate the whole picture as well. So if there's a sign or if there's a menu or if there's a piece of text that you need to translate, use the camera feature, and that is so much quicker. So that's travel hack number 4. Moving on to travel hack number 5 is obviously everyone should get a portable charger. If you're traveling lots, taking lots of photos on your phone batteries, they don't always last a full day. And you don't want to try and be plugging it in somewhere in a coffee shop or whatever. So have a portable charger with you. So, if you are on the bus, you can, plug it back in, you can keep it in your bag, and keep your phone on charge as you're going, and that makes it a whole lot easier. Obviously, think about the size of the charger. How often can you charge that portable charger? So I've got like a 26,000 amp hour one, which gives me like 4 or 5 charges of my phone. So if I'm going to be on a trail for a couple of days and I can't charge the power bank back up, I can, it will last long enough before I get to a plug socket again. So just think about how many things you're going to be charging on it. And also as well, look out now, most of them now have both USB and USB-C as well, because quite a lot of plugs are now USB-C, not the old style USB. So make sure your portable charger's got the right sockets for it. Some of them also have, and the ones that I use have a quick charge function on them, where you can put a micro USB in and a USB-C and speed up the time it takes to charge the power bank back up. So do a bit of investigation to make sure that you get the right power bank portable charger that you need. But I never go anywhere without my power bank in my bag, just because you never want, if you're using your phone for photos while you're on a trip, you really do want to make sure that it's charged for those photos. Travel hack number 6. I've put down noise cancelling headphones on my list. And I started off with a pair of AirPod Pros, and, I just wanted to cut the noise out on the aeroplane, etc. But I changed those to an over-the-ear Sony pair about 12 months ago. And that was for 2 reasons. One was I kept falling asleep on an aeroplane with my noise cancelling, with my AirPods in, and I was always worried that one was going to have fallen out and I'd lost it down the side of the seat. For the second reason was that I couldn't use them without buying a Bluetooth adapter on the aeroplane TV systems. So I wanted an over-the-ear set that if I fell asleep, I wasn't going to lose them on the aeroplane. But also I wanted to have a plug-in function that I could use them on the aeroplane TV system as well, because again, the noise cancelling function works when you're on the aeroplane and you don't get all the buzz from the plane or the noise of the child crying behind you when you're trying to watch your film on the aeroplane. So for me, I've had both the AirPods and I've also had the over-the-ear ones, and now I do prefer the over-ear ones for when I'm traveling. Just for that reason, really, is mainly that I'm not going to lose them down the back of the seat. Moving on to travel hack number 7 is I always take with me my reusable water to go bottle, my filtered bottle, because I can fill it up from any tap. It's stopped me buying single-use plastic water bottles. I don't have to carry a big water bottle, because I can just literally go and fill it up from anywhere. So I've literally got a 500 ml water to go bottle. I've got a couple of them if I'm trekking, but every day, when I'm out and about, I'll always have one in my bag. And it just means that I can go to a sink, can go into the toilets, fill up the water, fill it up from a puddle if I want to, but I haven't yet had to resort to filling it up from a puddle. But I do use that one all the time, and it's always with me. And it just makes it, so cheap to travel. You haven't got to buy single-use plastic bottles, so it's better for the environment. But yeah, have one in your bag with you. Take it on every trip with you. Always have it in your day pack, and you're good to go with that one. Travel hack number 8, which again, I was a bit late coming to this one. Dave got me onto the Revolut card, and it's just such a great thing to have when you're traveling. You can move money from your bank account to your Revolut card really easily. Depending on which package you're on with the Revolut, you can withdraw cash out the cash machine for free. The exchange rate's really good. If you lose the card, you can just go onto the app, turn the card off really quickly. You've got the app there to see how much money you've got left on the card. So with a Revolut card, it is a prepaid card. The money has to be in there, but you can quickly transfer that from your main bank account. It's quick if you're traveling with friends, to transfer money between friends really easily if you're all on Revolut. So, for example, it might be that you don't want to split the bill. One person might pay the bill in a restaurant while you're out and about, and then everyone just sends you the money back onto your card, and it works really, really nicely. But it's much better. You get a much better rate when you are spending on a Revolut card than you do generally on your normal bank card. So they are much better for traveling than using your normal everyday bank card. So have a look at Revolut. Again, I've been using mine loads and loads and really do like to have it with me. You don't even need to have a physical card. You can have a virtual card with Revolut, and again, add it to your Apple Pay on your phone or your Google Pay, and use it that way. So you don't even need to have a physical card either. And the virtual card to have with Revolut's free. But do look at all the different packages, because you do get, with the paid monthly ones, you do get some good travel benefits with them as well. So things like lounge access, you get travel insurance with it. Obviously, if you're on a trekking trip, you might need additional travel insurance. It's not going to give you a full package, but there are travel benefits, and the more the monthly fee is, the more benefits you do get. So just have a look at that as well. Another one that so travel hack number 9 is one that I only started this year, really, and a few of my friends have been doing it for a while, and that is the Apple AirTags and putting them on your luggage. Now, quite a lot of the times when I am flying, I am on a change. It's not a direct flight, so your bags are going into one airport and then you're flying out that airport to go to somewhere else. And apparently the statistic currently is that 5% of all luggage gets lost. I think that's probably slightly high, but we've certainly had on our group trips a few bags go missing this year. And part of the big problem is sometimes you don't know where that bag is. So, with the Apple AirTags, as long as it can pick up a signal and somebody walks past it and gives it a bit of Wi-Fi, it will point you in the right direction. So at least you can actually go to the airline and say, well, my bag is still in Delhi airport, or my bag, I'm tracking it and my bag is still in Dubai or wherever it is. And that would speed up the process of them actually managing to find your bag and get it to you. And also as well, like when you're on some of these trips, when you think about how much value of kit you have in that bag, to be able to track it is, really important, I think, just so you can be reunited with it again. The other hack that I use that for is actually knowing how far my luggage is away from me when I land at the airport. Like when you're stood there in the baggage reclaim area and you're wondering where the hell your bag is, you can kind of see whereabouts in the airport is and see how long it's going to take to get to you. So with the Apple AirTags, you can buy them either singly or you can buy them in a pack of 4. And I've got one in my carry-on bag, so if that ever goes missing, I can track that. And then I've got, I was in Gozo last week on a scuba diving trip. And I have one in my dive bag, and I have one in my duffel bag with all my clothes in as well, because I took all my dive kit with me. And when you think about how much is in that dive bag's worth of money, you do really want to know where it is and if it goes missing. So, and obviously you can just move them between whatever bags you're using. So that is travel hack number 9, and one that I've found really useful to have. And I know a few people who have lost their luggage or their luggage has gone missing that have added that to theirs, because they kind of realize the importance of it. It's only when you lose your luggage or you don't know where it is that actually that one become quite important. And that brings me on to my final travel hack for today. And it's kind of linked with the Apple AirTag one, really, in lost baggage. And that is, take a spare set of clothes and a few essentials with you in your carry-on. Because like I said, I haven't had any lost luggage this year, but a few people in our group have had lost luggage. I know there's a few people that are currently out on our Kilimanjaro trek, and their bags didn't come for sort of 36 hours after they arrived and they went missing. But obviously, if you've got a spare set of clothes and you've got your toothbrush and you've got some toothpaste in your carry-on bag, at least you can kind of function for the first couple of days while your bag gets reunited. Because there's nothing worse than arriving in a country and having, you've been traveling in those clothes for 24 hours, however long sometimes you've been traveling for, and all you want to do is put a clean set of clothes on, then you go and lose your bags. So if you've just got a quick set of a lightweight set of clothes and a few essentials in your carry-on bag, then if something did happen to your luggage, and you've got Apple AirTags on it, obviously, so you can track it and assist them in getting it back to you, then you can just sort of carry on until you are reunited with your bag. So those are just a few quick travel hacks that I do that I've found really, really, really useful. What I will do is in the show notes, I will put a link to some of the things that I've got. So you can, go and have a look at them, like, which universal adapter do I use? Which portable charger do I use? I'll put some links in the show notes to those. And you can kind of have a look and see if they would be worthwhile for you. But, whether you're on a trip, whether you're just, wherever I go, things like the packing cubes, for example, if I'm going on holiday, we all use packing cubes in our family now. If I'm going for a weekend break in Europe, I'll still use packing cubes to pack my stuff, just because, I'm generally only taking a carry-on, and I need to condense my clothes down and make it smaller and make it fit. So, just think about some of the things, think they'll be useful to you. Hopefully you found that episode useful, and is giving you some insight into how I pack and what I do. But yeah, I thought that would be quite a useful episode to go through and list some of those things. So again, hopefully you've enjoyed it. And until next week, goodbye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the BucketLister Podcast. Be sure to click follow to be alerted for next week's episode. For more travel inspiration, check us out at www.thebucketlistcompany.co.uk or follow us on socials. See you next time.